to know.
Yeah.
Jason, caught on you and advice to go. Love it. Shout out never had enough space.
Oh, I know, bro. Ever since I got this cellular bag, I don't know why it's different.
Okay, help me up.
But on the Mac, it used to work.
Captain by a hook with a red beard. Captain by a hook with a red beard.
Buddy, putting all the future.
Oh, baby. Oh, boy. Talk to him, Dobbs. Man, oh man. Championship weekend is here. I know football fans don't like to call it this, but I call it the Final Four of foosball. Going down this weekend, some great games. Kansas City traveling to Baltimore, Detroit going to San Francisco. Haven't talked about these games much this week. I think I touched on them Monday briefly. However, I knew my man Jaden Chandler Parnell would be here on Friday, and boy, all we were going to talk about is this game, and I knew we was going to dive deep. So I figured I'd just wait. Let all the people throughout the week bet their money down, let the lines move, let all the smoke settle, and see what the hell we end up with. Surprisingly, to my surprise at least, Kansas City Chiefs +3 and a hook still on the board. I thought by now it'd be down to 2.5, but hey, who the hell am I? Huh? Anyway, definitely going to dive deep into both of those games. After that, of course, I have my Saturday's numbers. I haven't counted it, but it looks like about 20 to 25 games here for you. College basketball Saturday. Honestly, I'm not too excited about this Saturday. A few good games. Um, Most of the good games, however, are mid majors and Ivy League. I don't know why college basketball decided this weekend for this schedule, but there's not really one big game I'm excited about. But hey, you can always make money on something. Definitely give you those lines later in the show. And before I really dive in, I gotta say one thing about the Arizona Wildcats. What the hell is going on? Y'all supposed to be one of the best teams in the country this season. Y'all favored by 18 and a half last night. Luckily, luckily, y'all suck on defense and the over hit. And I gave out the over. I bet the over. But I thought the over was going to hit because y'all would score 103 and they would score 60. Never once in my life did I assume Oregon State would beat you and beat you. I don't want to say by a lot, but they put up 83 on your head. This defense for Arizona, we saw it struggle against Florida Atlantic, who put up 90 something on them. Every loss they have, the defense has been disappointing. Haven't covered a good spread in a long time because the defense is disappointing. And I'm not going to point at Caleb Love at all. It's 5 men on the court. But it does feel like wherever he goes, the defense just falls apart. I have to watch a little more carefully next Arizona game I get and see if he's just allowing penetration with ease. I mean, if somebody gets by you in one dribble, the help side will never be on time. Anyway, it's an opening monologue. Y'all ain't here for this. It's a football weekend, baby. I'm talking championship weekend. The Final Four of foosball. And this is Captain Via Hook with the red beard, presented by Stare Down Sports. I am Rowan Donaghy, aka Rowan Dobbs, going live on a Friday. Amazing football Friday, the 26th of January, the 26th day of the year. And this is episode 290. Real quick, I just want to thank everybody who's been a part of this show, from all the producers here in the room. My man Franklin Earl Beard Winnington in the corner. My man JCP for coming on every Friday and breaking down some games. And of course, the most important people of all, the viewers and listeners. Uh, Shout out to y'all, man. Y'all really make this thing roll. I can't tell you how excited I get just to see 10 views on these videos that I bring to you. I love what I'm doing. but it means a lot more when it spreads. Almost every night I look on winning nights, at least I look at the views and say at least 11 people were winners tonight because they listened to the show. But anyway, without further ado, bring on my man with the plan, the guy. What rhymes with guy? Jaden Chandler Parnell with the University of Michigan beanie on. Shout out to Jim Harbaugh, man. Undefeated season. I feel like the undefeated part of the season kind of went under the radar. I didn't even realize he was 13-0
Yeah,
until yesterday. Maybe going undefeated is undervalued these days, but I thought that was deep. Thought it was
easily.
dope.
Yeah, no, it was really awesome. It's one of those things just because everyone's like, oh, Michigan's how Michigan goes. It's like we'll see them when they play Ohio State, and then we'll start worrying about them. So nobody thinks about it when they're beating Rutgers, beat Penn State by 31-0, beat Iowa 31-0, whatever they did. And they were beating teams by like 30, so everyone's just like, ah. And then the Connor Stallions thing came out and all that. So then all of a sudden everyone's like, cheater, cheater, cheater. Forgot that 13-0. Shout out to Jim
Yeah.
Harbaugh though, for real. Casually going 40-3 in college. I
No, that's
mean,
amazing, man. And just to
I
all the Ohio
mean,
State fans, what happened the last 3 years?
yee.
Ass busting. But yeah, man, we got championship weekend on the rise. What's your first thoughts just thinking about it? How you feeling emotionally? I know when you get down to the end of the season, it's both excitement and I don't want to say dread, but like season's almost over, man.
Pressman. Yeah, it's
Yeah,
depressing. I'm not gonna lie. Like it's truthfully, I think I texted you last night when I told you it hit me like a ton of bricks. I think that was the first time I like fully because I had a little bit of extra time. I was sitting around. That was the first time I fully sat there and was like, wow. I've been on this show for about 20, 22 weeks. It's been about 20, 22 weeks, and we have 3 games left. We got to buy next week till the Super Bowl. It's crazy to think that, like, wow, we're already that time of season. It's crazy. It doesn't feel real.
I know, man. Yeah.
Man, I just don't know how to describe it. Honestly, it's just insane that the season flew by this fast. Because you always think about it, it's like the season felt so slow. I still remember when I'm sitting there, it's like, man, we got 80 days, we got 50 days, and it's like, dude,
Something happened with your mic, but yeah, man, I definitely, if it wasn't for college basketball, I would feel the same way. The season flew by. I mean, I feel like it was just a month ago when we was getting ready for week one of college football. A month ago when we was getting ready for the NFL, and we was excited, and we was talking futures and all this other stuff. Um, but yeah, it's crazy that it is down to the final four.
insane,
Yes,
absolutely
sir.
insane. That's down to the final four already. No, sorry. I need to remember that, like, when I get excited, I can't pound the desk because, like, I forgot how strong I am. So I just, shake my computer PC down here and it kind of freaks everything out. So I got to relax a little bit. Got juiced. I tell you, look, it makes me emotional. You brought it out of me. Can't help it.
Hell yeah.
No,
No, I
I'm
can
excited
dig
though.
that.
It's gonna be a great week.
Sound like you're in a stadium now.
That better?
Yeah.
Sorry, it was still connected to AirPods as well. Should be all
Hell
good now.
yeah. Good old AirPods, baby. You gotta hate them. I've never touched a pair of AirPods. I'm wired up, baby. We're gonna get this
Yeah,
thing
no,
rocking.
that's not bad. I do need to get some better, like, something for the audio. Sometimes, yeah, like I said, I punch my desk a little slightly and all of a sudden the audio freaks out. It's like, need to fix that.
Hell yeah.
Need to fix.
My man. Let's jump into these damn games. We got the
Wow.
Chiefs. They're taking on the Ravens. My favorite bet of the weekend is the Chiefs plus 3.5. Ravens minus 3.5 juiced is bananas to me. I do understand that they've been blowing every team out of the water. I do understand that I don't understand. This Chiefs defense, I don't know, man. I don't know. Anyway, total set at 44.5. I could be a damn fool, but Chiefs plus 3.5 is like giving away money. Money line plus 172. I will be on both of those, the Chiefs money line and the Chiefs plus 3.5. I love this Ravens team. Hats off to the Ravens. Honestly, been one of the best teams of the season. About 2 months ago, I did call a Ravens 49ers Super Bowl. However, I was kind of expecting the Chiefs to fumble and fall and somebody else be here. And I'm not saying the Bills, but I expected somebody else to be here against the Ravens, and I would have taken the Ravens easily. But I don't know, man. You go, in the playoffs, over the years, I've just learned to bet experience. And if a young cat, and I'm not saying Lamar's young, But as far as a team getting to this level, this is the first time the Ravens have been here since Joe Flacco and the championship weekend. So it's
Joe
definitely,
Flacco.
yeah, the GOAT, Joe Flacco,
Wow.
2012 Super Bowl champion, Joe Flacco.
That boy, footsteps, Joe Flacco.
Probably still to this day. And I think it's because it was so new in my betting life. It was, 12 years ago. Started gambling about 13, 14 years ago. But it was one of the first, like, big bets, big wins, bet a dog. Everybody thought I was crazy. Money line plus, I think it was, I don't
The
even
Ray
remember.
Lewis send-off.
Yeah,
Man,
it was bananas. And it was in New Orleans. So it was
that's
special.
sweet.
It was also the last Super Bowl I watched with the homeboy. Shout out to Key, man. That boy went and did 8 years after that Super Bowl. But anyway, we ain't got to get into my life. We talking about the Chiefs. We talking about the Ravens. Championship weekend, Ravens -3 in the hook. Total set at 44.5. I do kind of feel like this total's a little low. I mean, if you think the Ravens are going to win, this game's definitely going over, in my opinion. I'm staying away from it because I think the Chiefs are going to win, and I think the Chiefs win with defense. I think they kind of keep the Ravens under control. I think it might be one of those 24-16 type games. But hey, it could get out of control. But I'm gonna take the Chiefs plus 3.5 and the Chiefs money line 100%. Talk to me on this game. I know you got some angles, some props, and some thoughts for sure.
My projections are kind of like 27-24. That's just my guess. That's where I think it's going to end up. Regardless, I don't. This 3.5 is pivotal. I feel like I think regardless, the Chiefs end up covering. I just don't. I just don't know, man. This Ravens team's been good all year. Because I'll admit, personally, I've had Lamar Jackson as my fantasy QB, so I've been extra tuned into these Ravens games. It's like, man, weirdly, ever since they lost Mark Andrews on offense, it's like almost like Lamar's gotten better because he's spread it out to more across everyone. And then I just think about the defense: Roquan Smith, Patrick Queen, Kyle Hamilton. I mean, Keith Van Noy. Shout out Kyle Van Noy. Who else they got? Matabike. I mean, they got some real. Javion, is Clowney on there? I think he might be on there. I'm pretty sure he is. They got some real. Best way to say it, they got some real ass dudes on that team. And it's just that's the one thing that has me so torn. I already have something on Chiefs plus 3 just because, like, I'm gonna be honest. It's Patrick Mahomes. Anytime you think he's gonna finally, it's so you see the memes already. Lamar's our last hope to beat Patrick Mahomes. Like he's to the point to me where he's Tom Brady status, where I look at him and he's like, that guy scares me to bet against. I don't know if I can do it. So I'm gonna wait to get the Ravens plus money live. I'll be realistic. I'm gonna throw the Ravens in the parlay or something like that. Where this guy to score, Ravens to win with something else like super small. Get it maybe like plus 100, just so I can have something smaller on the Ravens because I do like the Ravens, but I just don't know how these Chiefs, man. I'm telling you what, they're like what's the best way to put it? Michael Myers. They're just haunt me, man. I'm telling you, you just see them. It's like, man, I just don't know if I can bet against those dudes.
Nah, honestly, I'm gonna be honest with you.
Just don't know.
I feel kind of the same way about both of these games. You got Baltimore and you got Detroit. Two amazing teams, two amazing stories. It just feels like now we're in, and I hate to even say this because I'm not trying to undermine Lamar and everything he's done, but it feels like
He's gonna
now
be the
it's like,
MVP.
yeah, one of the best quarterbacks, one of the most dynamic quarterbacks ever for sure. Definitely gonna be on the top 20, 25 list when he retires.
100, 2 and 2 last week. I mean, yeesh.
No, he's killing it. It just feels like now we're in big boy territory.
Yeah.
The people that are used to being here, every play matters even more than every play matters before. Every third down is exemplified. It's going to be those little plays, and Lamar is a playmaker that can make those little plays and turn them into big plays. He could turn a 3rd and 7 into a 40-yard run, even a beautiful throw. He has the arm, of course. Not taking that away from him, but when he runs the ball, I heard Shannon Sharp say it's like Steph Curry shooting a three, and that was the best thing I've ever heard. I don't know,
I like
man.
that.
Detroit and Baltimore, I feel like they're gonna show up and not be ready. And I don't know why it's in the back of my head that we're gonna look up and it's gonna be 20-3 in both of these games, and we're gonna be like, what the hell happened?
There's also 2 words that's me concerned with Baltimore, but in a good way. John Harbaugh. That last one really gets me. Like, their team's gonna be ready. It's gonna be a tough team because it's a Harbaugh team. So it's just, I tell you what, this is gonna be a great game. That's gonna be no part about it. Even if I lose like $1,000 on this game, I could be like, man, that was a great game. I won't lie, that's a lot to lose. I won't lie. I might be a little bit sad then, but man, I don't know. I'm very excited. I'm very excited though.
Even if I
Regardless, it's gonna
die,
be a
man,
great
it'd be
game.
a good game. Wait, what?
Great game. Great
No,
game.
man.
Yeah, like, hey, man. No, there's some. When it comes to this game though, I'm not gonna lie. This is going to be an interesting game prop wise. I feel like there's a lot of people that when it comes to the Chiefs, like it should have been Rasheed Rice, Travis Kelsey, Isaiah Pacheco. Those are the only three people I think Mahomes can realistically rely on. Noah Gray got a good amount of touches last week, so I think he's in there. But then it just comes, there's some wild cards out there that makes me wonder about. So first off, first bet I really do like Noah Gray. Got him over 9.5 yards at minus 115. If he gets realistic 2, 3 touches, he's been over 10 yards almost all season except for like 2 games I saw. So if you realistically, if Noah Gray's in there, I mean, you saw last week he was getting middle of the field targets sitting right there. I think it's going to be interesting though how the defensive matchups work out. Because if he gets Patrick Queen or Roquan Smith on him, I think that's somewhat even matchup against Noah Gray because they could put Kyle Hamilton on Travis Kelsey. It's going to be interesting to see how they put defensive matchups in for the Ravens because, yeah, like I said, Noah Gray can easily get 9.5 yards. I feel like if he gets 2 or 3 touches, it's just going to be who's on him, how much separation does he have. So I'm going to be looking at Noah Gray to get over 9.5 in this game just because I think Travis Kelsey is going to have Kyle Hamilton on him a decent amount sometimes. I just don't. Kyle Hamilton is a freak of nature, dude. That's the best way to put it. That boy a freak. Long ass arms. Like I mean, that boy looked like Slender Man out there. He's just taking up so much goddamn space. It's ridiculous. I would say he looks like Wilt, but I didn't watch Wilt play, so I can't say that. Moving an under I like though. This is going to be controversial. I feel like for some people, mainly the person next to me, McCole Hardman under 10.5 receiving yards. We talked about it a little bit in text. My angle from this is the last 2 weeks he's had one reception for like 2 or 3 yards. And he was also last week, he had 2 touches, 2 fumbles. I think this is the biggest game of the year. I think if you give the, I think that's what the Ravens need. The Ravens, if they get a fumble or something like that, would fumble out of the end zone, I think they'll be able to capitalize better than the Bills just by the way this offense has performed this season. So I think it's going to be one of those situations where maybe Andy Reid gives him like decoy snaps or put him in there a little bit. I just don't. I think he slightly got doghouse after that game because there was, if you remember, McCole Hardman muffed that punt that kind of helped lose in the Denver game earlier in the season. I mean, there's McCole Hardman and the Chiefs, since his reunion with the Chiefs, it's not been going the best. That's the best way to put it. I mean, he's had some good moments here and there. He had a game where it's like 7 for 67. And he didn't score a touchdown. It's just for whatever reason, it's been weird. So I'm going to be taking his under, looking for him not to get a lot of touches because I think it's going to go to Marquez Valdez-Scantling. He had an amazing catch last week. I think he's started to build a little bit of rapport. I mean, he's going to have a big drop, I feel like, at some point because that's what he's done. I would love to be wrong. Prove me wrong. I would love to see it. So his stuff's easy though. Over 1.5 receptions, plus 134. It's like, okay, yeah, I think he's going to potentially get 2 catches because I think he's going to be him and I don't know who's faster between him and McCole Hardman, but I think he's fast enough to where he can be put in that role. And simply, yeah, like I said, I don't think McCole Hardman's going to get the touches, so I love that. MVS also over 15.5 receiving yards, minus 114. Love that. I think that's a. I just think it's low. I mean, he can get. He's a speed guy. He can get 1 catch for 17 yards.
If he gets a catch, he's going over.
I was like, yeah. So if you like, I might as well just take both because I think both are going to happen. And it's like, yeah, 50, especially the 15.5. It's like that's way too low for him. And the last one I love for this game, Lamar Jackson over 1.5 passing touchdowns, plus 145. I think they're going to put like I think when it comes down to the goal line, they might have a guy spying him or a guy. I mean, are they going to stop him? That's the question. But I think that this is going to be a good old play action, throw one over the top to the tight end to like Likely or Andrews. There's this first touchdown, and then he just has to get one later, like a bomb to Aguilar, slant to Odell Beckham, depending how many touches he gets. I mean, 1.5 touchdowns for plus money. It's like, yeah, give that to me, please.
Is Andrews playing?
It sounds like he is. They haven't scored a touchdown. He's been a full participant in some practices this week. I think he's coming back. How much is he going to play? I have no idea. He could be out there simply for decoy. That's why I also one more bet I do like. I forgot to mention. Funny. I texted you about this one too. Plus 190 on one book, plus 410 on another one. Isaiah Likely to score a touchdown. He's on an NBA jam. It's funny because he's getting like 2 for 34 touchdown, 2 for 40 touchdown. Like it's a funky stat line for that boy. But yeah, I do Likely to score because yeah, like I said, I don't know how much Andrews is going to play, and this stud Isaiah Likely has been coming onto the scene lately, and he's been playing really, really well all season in Andrews' place.
Yes, sir. No, I love all of that, man, except for the McCole Harbin stuff. I just think it's one of those
Which is
things
understandable.
where, and this has nothing to do. You said it from a specific. You've been in the huddle. You've been in the locker room. You've been around football coaches. You understand what it's like. I don't. When I'm looking at it from a strictly betting thing, the whole world's going to be betting against McCole Hardman. And I just feel like this is one of those games where Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes is like, look, man, you've been with us before. You won with us. We need you this damn game. We're going to come to you, catch the damn ball, and put it in the end zone. I think McCole
Yeah,
Hardman gets like 3 or 4 catches, 60, 70 yards, and a touchdown. And his anytime touchdown is
good.
plus 1,200. I'm gonna be on him to score a touchdown. We saw him get close to the goal line and fumble last week. Uh,
Maybe he
Most
doesn't this week.
fumbles you could blame the player. Those I kind of feel like I hate it when it happens, but he's trying to reach over the goal line. They punch it out. It's not like they just ripped it out of his hands while he's running. I don't know, man. I just feel like the whole world is betting against him, so the whole world's gonna lose because most
Mhm.
gamblers lose. And I'm not saying you, just what I think. I'm
No,
gonna take
I get it. You're
McCole
calling me a
Hardman.
loser, man. I get it.
Nah, you've won a
Well,
lot more money
get
than
the
me
ass
betting
home. I
football,
get it.
man. I trust me. I'm not gonna
No,
put you on blast with all the text messages because you might get robbed. But nah,
no,
I've
I
seen
do.
some of your tips, McCall.
No, I trust. No, it's all. I do understand it. The only reason is like I'll just share a personal story I have from this. I'm not gonna shout. I'm not gonna say the dude's name because I do love my boy. But there was a guy. We'll call him. We'll call him Marvin because that's way off. He is not a Marvin. There's no way this guy's a Marvin. I tell you what. But no, there was this guy. He was a good player and he could make like special plays. I would almost. It's funny. I would almost kind of compare him to Mecole Hardman because that's kind of the role we played in our offense back in my college. This guy would try to make like something out of everything, every single play. And it's one of those. This is what one of my personal experiences where I think Mecole Hardman could get doghouse potentially. It's just we'd watch. There's one time he caught a punt. Easily could have got 15 yards if he went up the side. Started to go up the side. Plants. Tries to run backwards, ends up losing like 17, 18 yards because he was trying to make all this extra stuff. And we didn't see a lot of him playing that position shortly after that because he got ripped into by the coaches pretty much. And then they're like, yeah, no, we can't be doing that. This ain't high school anymore. So that's my personal experience where I'm kind of like, oh, so there's realistic side of it where it's like, McCall, because I mean, the biggest thing that Andy Reid said when he came out was like, we've talked to McCall Hardman about this. You can't reach the ball out the goal line because of that reason. So I'm curious to see because yeah, it could go either where he's going to get no touches or he's going to get like 6, 7 touches to get his confidence back for the Super Bowl. It's going to be one or
Yeah,
the other. There's no middle ground. It's going to be 7, 8 catches or it's going to be no catches.
yeah,
That's the fun
yeah.
part.
I don't know, man. Just- Yeah,
That's the fun part about gambling. You
yeah,
don't know. We
right,
ain't in
right,
that huddle.
right. There's two
We ain't
sides.
in that
Pick
huddle.
one. You never know if you're right or wrong until it's over with.
Hey, is that new photo behind you, by the way?
Oh yeah,
I just noticed that. Little
yeah.
baby
That's
boy.
the young captain. Found a baby picture of myself in a captain's hat. Figured it goes with the
That's
show.
hilarious.
Yeah,
That's hilarious. I love it. I just saw you do a little shoulder. I'm like, hey, wait a minute.
yeah. I hit it behind me. Figured he ain't gonna stare at it too much, people. But yeah, the young captain by a hook right here. The
Shout
red
out.
beard before the beard. The funny thing to me about this
Got new
game
merch?
is that would be dope. Man, I gotta write that down.
Yeah, I won't lie though. You could definitely do some like some fun. We'll save that for after show, after show, after show. Can't let anybody steal it.
Yeah, I got some. I ain't gonna lie. Today, it's right here too. Written down. I'll text you about it. But
Hey,
definitely getting
okay.
some artwork today. I'll probably get it Monday or Tuesday. But I'm paying for
Little
everything
teaser, little
today.
teaser, little teaser.
Yeah,
If you know, you know.
shirts coming, baby. The funny thing to me about this game, and then we can move on to the boring game of the day because it's gonna be a 48-0 blowout. Everybody's anytime touchdown is plus money. Even
That's the best part.
that is
Oh,
crazy
I
to
didn't give
me.
out my touchdown scores. That's on me. My fault.
Let's
I'm
get it.
glad you reminded me. So yeah, sorry. I placed all my bets before. I placed so far all these yardages and everything get out. I placed everything. So that's why I'm giving you the lines I got. I need to check the real lines. I haven't placed a touchdown scores because I was gonna wait for it. Yeah, like I said, sorry to interrupt you though. Yeah, I totally forgot. Travis Kelsey, Isaiah Pacheco are my two favorites so far. 115, 130. I'm deciding
I
which
know,
one do I
right?
want to
How is
do.
they plus money?
I don't know.
One of
I
those
don't
guys is
know
gonna score,
for sure. And
and
there's
I
rumors
think
that
both.
I potentially think so too. There's also rumors that Isaiah Pacheco's kind of hurt. And if that's the case, Clyde Edwards-Helaire plus 750. I think that's a pretty good one because
Tiger.
he's gotten the goal line touches. Like he's proven Jarrett McKinnon's on IR. He's not playing this season. So it's a two-man backfield. They have Kadarius Toney on this list. That's hilarious because if Kadarius Toney is in, that means McCole might not be playing. Because lately McCole's been playing more and Toney's been a healthy scratch. So that's gonna be interesting to see what happens there.
My
Like you
boy
said,
Andy called both of them to go to lunch and was like, "Look, man, both of y'all motherfuckers is
pick
pissing me off."
one of y'all need to figure it out. No, it could. That's hilarious though, because I just saw that Devin Duvernay plus 3,200. He's is he the returner? I'm not going to say that. I need to double check. He might be the returner for the Ravens. If he is, That's maybe not a bad one if you like special teams play. A real one though, Dalvin Cook plus 750. I promise you, he was one broken tackle away from ripping one away last week. If you look at his stat line, it's sneaky bad. He had one really big run, and then they basically just run him up the middle, run him up the middle, run him up the middle to kill the clock. Like Dalvin Cook looked good. He was legit. Like if it was, I won't lie, 2 or 3 years ago, Dalvin Cook he's scoring a touchdown right there. He's just a little bit older, so he had that half a step a little too slow, so they caught him. But I really like Dalvin Cook potentially here in this spot because it's plus 750. It's going to be after the first drive. I literally waited for one Ravens drive. It was plus 2,700 right away. So it's like, you can definitely probably get some good odds on that. I just think he's going to get more touches this week. He looked good last week. And then I said Isaiah Likely. He's down to already plus 360. He was plus 410 yesterday. Oh, there's what was the other one I wrote down? I don't. If you want to take Lamar, I'm not going to tell you not to. I think that's a really good one as well, obviously because it's Lamar Jackson. But I think that's probably it for me. I don't mind Odell Beckham either. Plus 420. He got one catch for 12 yards last week. I don't know. They're probably going to use him a lot more this game. But I don't know.
You know what I've been thinking about? I've been thinking about, and it sucks because I think the Chiefs are going to win this game. But I've been thinking about taking a long shot Odell Beckham ticket Super Bowl MVP. I don't know
Probably
why.
wouldn't be a bad one. He was going to win the Rams one, truthfully. But it
Yeah.
just sucks because I'm scared because of Lamar. That's the only thing that scares me because with Matt Stafford there, like Matt Stafford's not going to run. It takes Lamar 2 running highlights, one run long touchdown. All of a sudden, it's like,
Oh
oh my
yeah.
god!
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
Odell.
Yeah.
That's the
For
only thing
sure.
that
For
scares
sure.
me. But I haven't seen the odds. What are the odds on that?
Oh man, I think it was like 100 to 1 or something like that. But I haven't looked in
Yeah.
like a week. I don't even know if they still got those odds up.
Hey, I'm trying to look right now, but I see you say Odell Beckham plus 12,000.
So 120.
Yeesh, that ain't bad.
Yeah.
Might be worth the sprinkle.
Nah, man, I threw some everything bagel topping on that thing. A little something, something.
It was gonna hit to legit. It was gonna hit in the Rams Super Bowl. That's the thing that if you want
That's
some
what keeps.
reassurance,
That's what made me
he
do it. If he gets in the
he
game
was gonna be the MVP.
and they give him the ball, but then like you said, if he's getting the ball and it's Lamar Jackson stats, and then Lamar breaks 2 runs, and but yeah, I don't know.
Yeah,
Last question I
it's worth
have
the
for you,
sprinkle
this
though.
yeah, for sure. Last question I have for this Chiefs Ravens game. Yeah, I feel like there's going to be a defensive touchdown. Which defense would you feel
Ooh.
more comfortable taking? You got Baltimore at plus 700 and Kansas City at plus 950. I feel like there's going to be a pick six or a fumble scooped up and taken back that's going to change the narrative of this game for either team.
Oh man, would it be horrible? I said it would be. I for some reason I just like in my head I see Patrick Mahomes dropping back and just either like something happens where it's tip pass slightly behind or it's just weird pick six for the Ravens potentially, but then the Chiefs still win. Like that's what would be wild. I won't lie. I would personally for me, I kind of say Baltimore. You know what? It's the end of the season. Why not bet both?
Yeah.
No, honestly, I truly cannot say. I just my personal lane is just the Baltimore Ravens defense a little bit because I think both defenses are good between the Chiefs and the Ravens. I just feel like the Chiefs might be. I can't even say that. I feel like the Ravens are just that good on defense. They have a really athletic defense. I like a lot of their corners. I love Kyle Hamilton. If you haven't heard me say his name enough yet today, Notre Dame guy, by the way. Yeah, no, it's I would just lean. I just lean Ravens right there, just because I think they're going to be at home. You can just see them doing something special like that. And I think if you because you bet it pregame, I think it's defensive special teams, right?
I
Or is
just
it
said
just defense?
defensive on here.
Man, there's some books. They used to do it where you can get defense and special teams. They quit doing that recently. It's kind of
Yeah,
soft.
they was getting slapped. Nah, yeah.
I was about to say because yeah, if you count in the special teams too, I love the Ravens because I think the Ravens could bust one loose. But yeah, I don't know. This is a really tough game to handicap because every time I talk about how much I love the Ravens and I think the Ravens are good, I just see Patrick Mahomes just slowly just creeping on everyone. It's like man, I don't know.
No, I definitely think, man, that we could talk about this game for hours, but I do definitely just think Patrick Mahomes is another level. I think
It's just
mentally he wants to catch Brady. I think physically he can catch Brady. I just feel like he's gonna be. I will I will rip a leg off to win this game, and I don't
this
know
is the
if Lamar
game.
Jackson is there yet mentally. I think he wants to win. He definitely has the talent to win, but I don't know if he's like desperate to win.
Yeah, I think he personally is, but I don't know how. Like obviously, I don't know. I'm not in his head. I do really think he really wants to win it, but this is gonna be the game. if the Ravens don't win this, I think personally, Mahomes is at Tom Brady status where it's you bet the Chiefs win the Super Bowl every year, and you just get happy with it because you know there's a good chance they might. Like this is the game. If personally for me, if not Lamar, excuse me, Patrick Mahomes win this game, I am probably never picking against him again. Truthfully, like because I'm like hesitant right here. Like he's already got me twice. This is the third time where I'm like, all right, you got me with the Bills 2 years ago. You got me
Oh
with the
my
Bengals. No,
God.
it was like college. It was like college. I was a sophomore in college, and
What
I'm
a
like, you know what? It would be kind of
fool.
cool
Nah,
to
I'm
see Josh
kidding.
Allen. Yeah, I was dumb. I tell you what, dumbass boy. Got
I'm
me
gonna
with the
be honest
Bengals
though,
2
that's
years
when I
ago,
realized the Bills was frauds though. It wasn't before that game.
bro. We were pissed. Like 13. Because there's a good amount of us watching. Like 13 seconds. Like, bro, they're gonna win now for sure. And sure enough,
And that's why I
Josh
feel
Allen's
like
bitch
even with
ass
this
ain't get
game
the
against the
ball. They can't even
Ravens,
get a goddamn stop. Yeah, I don't know. I'm scared.
Mahomes gonna make it happen, man. Uh, I wrote down like
But
4
hey,
timestamps,
that
then we
Mahomes
about to
magic is
move on.
real. No, to end it though, real quick, for real though, last week the Bills had every chance to tie that game and win it. Somehow the kicker just misses it. There's some weird voodoo around that dude in Kansas City. That's all I know. So it makes me scared to ever bet against him. That's why I'm going to be on the +3, but I would love to see the Ravens win. I have a ticket for Raven 49ers to meet in the Super Bowl. So
Yeah, yeah. On this show, I said Ravens Niners Super Bowl probably like week 12, week 13, towards the end of the season when
I
I
got
really
it
know.
like week 15-ish is when I took that bet. It was like still like plus. It was the week I think right after 49ers played the Ravens, whenever that was.
Oh yeah, yeah. I ain't gonna lie, that's what made me. I think I was like a week before that because when I saw the 49ers lose like that, I was like, they ain't going to the damn Super Bowl. But they are going to the Super Bowl, guaranteed.
Funny enough, it might be. Yeah,
Nah,
speaking of this matchup, they might be. This feels like the
guaranteed.
perfect matchup for them, huh? I mean, even regardless of how good I think the Lions are, I mean, this has to be like a blessing for 49ers. You get the inexperienced team that's having the first playoff run. Like, the magic has to go out at some point, right?
I'm gonna put it like
Does
this:
it?
Detroit Lions +7.5 on the road, 49ers -7.5 at home. Total here set at 51.5. Lions, Niners. Throughout history, feels like a Detroit Lions letdown. Feels like the whole world is getting behind the Lions. I'm watching college
Yeah.
basketball and I'm seeing Lions hats in the stands, fair weather fans, bandwagon riders, and I'm thinking to myself, Lions about to lose by 40. This is the perfect setup for everybody in Detroit and everybody around the world rooting against the Niners. And I'll be the first to say I despise the 49ers for what they did to my Saints back in the 90s and 80s when they was in the NFC
Hmm.
South. But we ain't got to talk about the Jerry Rice, Steve Young days where they used to come down here and walk the dog on
I,
us. But it is no part of my mind that thinks the Lions have a chance. 7.5 should be 17.5. Everything that could go wrong for the Lions will go wrong for the Lions. Jared Goff, hey, here's 2 interceptions. Gibbs, Montgomery, as great as they are, here's a fumble each. Dan Campbell, go for it on 4th and 5 on your own 20. Why don't you in the
he
second
will
and be
go
a
for it and
quarterback?
not get it at some point. That is guaranteed. I will tell you that.
The Niners gonna be running amok on this team. We got news yesterday that Debo is definitely gonna play. I don't know how healthy he is. This line barely moved. It moved from 7 to 7.5. I am telling you right now, I'm about to look for it. Uh, I'm taking the biggest alternate spread that they allow.
It looks like it's what's
I
that?
know. Never
It
mind.
looks
Not the biggest. Usually they stop at about 17. You can go all the way to 32
minus
and a half.
32 and a half.
I'm gonna take 20. I'm
Taking
gonna
minus
take
32 and a half.
I'm gonna take minus 23.5, and I'm gonna take minus 16.5. That's 520 and 240. I'm gonna take both of those on the Niners, and I'm gonna take a heavy margin on the 7.5. I just don't think the Lions score over 3 points this game. I think this is. I mean, we've all seen it. We're gonna see the camera shots of the sad players, the sad coaches from the third quarter through the fourth quarter. We're gonna have to listen to whoever's calling this game, bring up stories from the 80s and
Oh,
90s.
Jim!
They're gonna have to
I
figure
keep
out
waiting
how
for
to
this.
fill airtime because it's gonna be the most boring game you've ever seen because it's gonna be a 30-point victory and they're literally just gonna be running the ball the whole second half. Lions get nothing going this game, and that's my projection. That's my projection. Niners -23.5. Niners -16.5. Niners -7.5. I don't give a damn what the Lions did this season. It's the Detroit Lions. Shout out to Chauncey Gardner though, my guy.
Yeah, that's what gets me about this. It's like, man, like I finally have come around where I'm like, you know what, this is a really good football team, but it's like I can't get over that Detroit Lions logo I see, and that Detroit Lions like it's and Jared Goff on the road. You hear all the stuff. Jared Goff has played amazing these last two playoff games, but you hear all this stuff about Jared Goff on the road, Jared Goff in away games, blah 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 blah. Oh man, I don't know. I'm torn. I took the 7. It's a 7. I mean, I took the 7 and hated it. I just took the points because it feels like it's a lot of points in this game, but I could be wrong. This is the point in the season. I truly don't know. I kind of lean the 7.5 with you for the 49ers as well. The Packers played them really close last week, and they were carving them up on the edges with the run game. So that's what does scare me.
Real quick, I think that woke the Niners up. That's the
That's
scary.
what but that's what I think also flipped the switch too. Is they're like, man, and also too, if you heard another thing's really opened my eye and kind of flipped my switch. If you heard earlier in the Pat McAfee show this week, George Kittle came on. It's like I picked Debo to go for like 150, 200, and 3 touchdowns. So their whole game plan was around Debo doing stuff. The second he went out, that threw basically 2 weeks of planning out the window. So obviously that's going to make them look a little bit different as well. But I agree. I think it's gonna be funny because I'm about to talk about it. I think it's gonna be the Brandon Ayuk game. Brandon Ayuk over 80.5 receiving yards, minus 120, over 100 plus, which I bet both. 100 plus is plus 164. I think Ayuk's gonna go for Lions have let a 100-yard receiver go these last 2 games. I think they're gonna do it again. It's gonna be Ayuk this game. Going to go for 100 and touchdown because Debo's gonna be in. He's gonna have the best corner on him. Ayuk's gonna be torching. Cam Sutton, whoever's that second quarter is, that's been getting that. He's been getting them cheeks clapped in his playoffs. I ain't gonna lie. He led up 182 to Puka, led up 100 last week to Mike Evans, pretty much.
Real
Both
quick,
scored.
who did the Lions play first round again?
Man, why can't I remember?
I know they just barely beat the Bucks. Yeah, I can't remember either.
Rams.
Barely beat them. Barely beat a Rams team who
In all
came into
close
this
games.
season with a projection of 4 wins. Barely beat a Bucks team who I don't know how they even made the damn playoffs. And now they going up against the 49ers team who's been a damn juggernaut.
Probably should be awake.
Few years.
Yeah. No, it is going to be a tough one. I'm not going to lie. And if you remember last year, the 49ers got to this game and they basically, the tires went out, the car blew up, the engine went out, the oil's leaking. The window got busted. Someone robbed their mama. Like everything that went wrong in the championship game.
Throw the ball for the last 3 quarters.
They lost 5 quarterbacks. Shit, they're about to call me off the couch to get me out there or some shit. It was ridiculous. They were just losing everybody. They literally could not. Christian McCaffrey was taking snaps. Yeah, I think they're going to come back with a vengeance this year. I am very excited to see how this 49er team does because I think it's either going to be Ravens 49ers or Chiefs 49ers. Lions have the worst defensive line group left out of the whole out of these 4, which is insane. There's 4 teams left. Someone has to be the worst. It is the Lions. If they can lock down Aiden Hutchinson, I think they're going to be able to handle the rest. I will give Aaron Glenn a shout out though. He was chest piecing it up last week against the Bucks, but now it's going to be Kyle Shanahan. Let's see how you do against arguably one of the best play callers that we got in our league. I forgot to text you this in your chat yesterday, so I'll say it today. Brock Purdy in the era with the 49ers, 20-5, averaging 29.5 points a game. So speaking of that, I'm going to take 2 correct score bets. I'll check the odds right now, see if they're still the same. I'm probably going to bet them after the show. 49ers score 31 and 49ers score 34 are my exact 2 correct scores. I think they're either going to score 31 or 34. That's about what they do every game. If you go 31, it's plus 1,000. 34 is plus 1,100. So it was 1,200 yesterday, moved to 1,100. I do generally like that. I think they're going to score about 30 this game. It's going to be. Can the Lions keep up? I don't know. Let's see. They got Chase Young, Nick Bosa, Eric Armstead, Fred Warner, Dre Greenlaw. Yeah, they got a nasty front in there, 49ers. I'm excited to watch that front and do some work. 49ers touchdown on defense. That's in play. Automatic. What are the odds? Plus 500.
This game,
might as well be automatic. You could.
I would say something about Goff. You talked about how good he was all season. It only take a crackhead 1 sniff of crack to get back on the yak. Jared Goff comes out there, gets hit hard once, throws 1 pick that's tipped. The mental game is going to jump back in him. He's going to start throwing picks left and right again. He's going to turn into that old Jared Goff that got traded for Stafford quicker than you can imagine.
And Frank Ragnow's hurt, who's one of the best centers in the league for the Lions. He's going to be, if you watched him last week, he said he got rolled up on his hurt a little bit. He's good. Man, this special I'm about to give. I was losing odds already. Lost 10 odds. But no, Ragnar's hurt, so that's the guy in the middle, so that's going to be another big thing to worry about because obviously he's not playing 100% healthy. I know a lot of guys aren't, but he got hurt last week. Also for the Chiefs, forgot to mention they're without their right guard Joe Tooney, who's one of the best guards in football. He has a pec strain, so that's a huge loss for them. Huge loss. But yeah, that I forgot to mention that during that game, so I just want to throw that in there as well. For this game, I have two QB rushing overs. So I like both of them. Brock Purdy over 7.5 minus 108. Took that. I don't know what it is now. Jared Goff over 1.5 plus 102. I took that. I mean, Jared Goff could get sacked from his back, go like this, and fall forward and get 2 yards. I mean, it's 2 yards is a joke. I'm going to take that every time. I'd take that with
Yeah.
Tom Brady.
I remember one of my homies, and this has nothing to do with this. I think that's a pretty good bet. He's gonna be running for his damn life. He might as well scramble for 3 yards at eventually. But it is plus 106 now,
Eventually.
gained a little bit. Purdy's minus 105 on 7.5. But I
I
remember my
love it.
homie texted me. He was like, it was like 2 years ago. He's like, Aaron Rodgers. Shout out to G Money. He's like, Aaron Rodgers over 1.5 rushing yards, automatic, and it's just 0 rushing yards at the end of the game.
Hey, there's a realistic shot that happens. There's a reason it's at 1.5. The books feel pretty good.
Yeah,
No,
and
it's one of
juice
those
to the
things where
under.
it's like hella juice. I mean, it's one of those things where it's like it's the end of the season. 1.5 yards, like I said too. It's like you can accidentally fall in the 1.5 yards. So it's one of those bets like plus money. You might as well enjoy a little bit of it because, like your boy said, it's automatic.
Yeah,
Moving
it's
on
funny.
though. Something else I like, CMC over 87.5 yards. I think wouldn't be shocked. That's almost close to 90 now. I need to double check that. Sorry. I have it at 87.5 and I got on a different book that's not this book.
I
Hopefully
think
this
it's
book.
88,
All right. Yeah,
86.5.
good. So it stayed I got actually at a higher number, which kind of sucks. But yeah, I like Christian McCaffrey's rushing over. He's gotten it most of the year. He's going to get it probably again. The Lions, I think it's a certain point game script too. The 49ers might, if you think the 49ers are going to get ahead as much as you will, they're going to be running the ball a decent amount. And if Debo is hurt, they're probably going to lean on McCaffrey a little bit more. I like Gibbs over at receiving at 22.5 as well. I don't want to take anything rushing because their rushing gets scripted out of the game. So I'm going to stay away from that. I'm going to go to receiving, and I like how small the yards Gibbs is. I'm on raw 85.5. I don't mind, but it's way too big comparative to last week. I mean, last week it was 92.5, and he only got like 70. So, I mean, it's out of respect that I'm not betting it because it's so damn big. I think he's a stud receiver. I'm just not going to take him. Like I said, I'm going to take Ayuk because I think this is going to be the Brandon Ayuk game where he gets about 100 yards and a touchdown. Because I think Debo is hurt. They're going to give him some touches, but they aren't going to be able to give him all the touches. I think they're going to use him more as a decoy. So that means Brandon Ayuk and George Kittle are going to go off. And personally, for me, I think Ayuk. And I think that means I have left to give out my touchdown scores. Ayuk touchdown, obviously just said that. If I'm going to take two Lions, I'm going to take Laporta and Gibbs. They're the only two that I trust right now in this game. I know you said they ain't scoring any touchdowns, but
I'm joking.
yeah, no, I like the Sam. I do like Sam Laporta and Jahmyr Gibbs if they're going to score touchdowns this game. I just think those are two of the more athletic dudes. Amon Ra, I love Amon Ra, but I think he's going to get locked up a little bit, and I just don't. I'm going to wait and watch it live. Those are the only two guys I trust pregame. That's like, all right, yeah, plus 175 and plus 145. I enjoy that. Like plus 140 for Amon Ra. It's like I want that a little bit bigger. Like I know how good he is, but I want that slightly bigger. And then, yeah, when it comes to the, I also will take Zach Ertz plus 850, depending if he gets legit game time. It might be a sneaky move. They might have a play for him, but it's just, first guy game vibes, basically, some weird stuff like that. So it's just like, you know what? Maybe why not? It's the end of the year. Maybe take a long sprinkle. They get him because Brock Wright got 2 catches last week, and this is the guy he's replacing. And then when it comes to the 49ers, I'd take him, funny enough. Just talked about them. Brandon Ayuk, George Kittle, plus 105, minus 115. I would take Christian McCaffrey, but it's minus 370. I gave out a fun little parlay on my show. It was I think McCaffrey to score, Ayuk to score. I think it was Ayuk's over or McCaffrey's rushing over one of those two 49ers to win. It was like plus 427. Not horrible odds at all. It could have been slightly better though, honestly. But I mean, when you got 2 negative touchdown scores, what are we going to do? Especially when one of them's minus 5,000 pretty much. I mean, Jesus. McCaffrey, I tell you what, they haven't had remember a few weeks ago when I came on your show, it's like, man, this number, if it's under on 190, I love it. Now it's been a few weeks since that's happened, huh?
Yeah, I mean,
Finally learned. I mean, I won't lie to you. I was slapping ass with that Christian McCaffrey on. I mean, it would be one drive. It's basically like 150. It's like that's easy. and then it just touchdown next drive. It's like, all right, perfect. He scored 14 games in a row. I don't know what they were doing. They finally wised up. That's another thing about this. It's the last 2 games of the season. These books pretty much have these numbers down to a T. Because I was looking at receptions. A lot of these receptions totals are right where they pretty much should be. Like a guy's hitting about 5 catches for 70. A lot of games, it's at 5.5. Like these books they're on it right now.
Yeah, definitely. I'm gonna give out some crazy stuff. I'm not telling anybody to bet this. We're just having fun, baby. It's going with the theme here.
3 games left.
Jared Goff. I wish they had a over 2.5 interceptions on him, but I can't find it. Fred Warner to record an interception plus 1,200. Give it to him.
Ooh,
There's gonna be some throw over the middle. It goes right to Fred Warner. You know what he does with that interception? He takes it to the house. Plus 6,000. Fred Warner anytime defensive player touchdown. Give me both of those. And we're going crazy, baby. We're jumping up and down, shirt
That
coming
is
off.
nasty.
We're
I
waving
love
it around
that.
our head like a helicopter, like Petey Pablo.
Oh my God, where do I find that? That is disgusting. That's right up my alley.
Under defensive props.
Yeah, Fred Warner.
Hey, I'm gonna be honest with you. If I knew more of these players, I don't know which one of these players is on the Niners or the.
Let's see. Jadarius Ward, he might be a good one. He's for the 49ers. Dre Greenlaw might be another. I don't mind him if we're getting nasty. We might as well, jump in the mud and start wrestling a little bit. Let's start digging into this.
As soon as I saw Fred Warner, I was like, oh yeah, it's gonna be a pass over the middle that just gets grabbed and taken to the house.
Fred Warner or Dre Greenlaw would be the 2 I love the most for the linebackers because literally it could be one of those things where, or you're like an out route. Jared Goff's trying to hit an out route. You just see the linebacker go mink, gone
to the house
that way. Yeah, no, that is disgusting. I love it. Yeah, no, that's about as nasty as you can get. Plus 6,000. Yeesh.
Oh yeah. No, it's gonna be a good night, baby. We eating steaks. Just sitting there crying, eating my steak, Lions up by 10. No.
So eating the steak that you definitely had to pay extra for because of the money you lost.
Hell yeah.
Nah, I do got 2 specials though before I get out of here if you want to hear them. Each team to score 1.
I'd love to hear them.
3, each team to score 1 plus rushing touchdowns in championship games plus 500. Every team has a really good running back at this point. So I think that is liable to go for plus 500. I know you don't think the Lions will score, but if they happen to score, at least they have 2 really good running backs. And you know what? They even got a 3rd good running back they threw in last week. Shout out Craig Reynolds for being an asshole.
F Craig Reynolds. Get the ball to Monty. Coming from an anytime
Monty that just pissed
ticket holder.
Man, that pissed a lot of people off, I tell you what. Me included. But I know that pissed you off more than me. Woo. That was bad. Shout out to Lions, man. But yeah, no,
he runs it to the 1. And I'm like, just do it again. Just do it again. The next thing I know, they're in the shotgun with no running back for 2 plays, 2 incompletions, and then some cat named who? Craig Reynolds? Who the hell is this guy? But anyway, go ahead, man. I do love the special.
He's Josh Reynolds' little brother. No, I'm kidding. I think they just have the same last name. The guy that scored first. Last 2 more I got. Brock Purdy, Lamar Jackson, and Patrick Mahomes combined for 6 plus touchdowns, plus 140, plus 155 when I was about to take it. They have one also with Jared Goff, excuse me. I'm not going to take that one. I'm going to take the one with Brock Purdy, Lamar, and Patrick. I can see Patrick throwing for 3. And then that just leaves me. I can see Brock Purdy throwing for 2 or 3, and then Lamar just has to throw for 1. So for plus 140, I like that a lot. And then my last one, this is the fun one of the day. The fun, let's lose $10 play of the day. Christian McCaffrey, Lamar Jackson, Jahmyr Gibbs, and Isaiah Pacheco to each score 1 plus rushing touchdown, plus 2,100. I think McCaffrey will. I think Gibbs has a really good chance to. I think Pacheco will. I don't know if Lamar will. So basically, I think 50% shot. I think 2 for sure do. See the other 2 do.
Lamar will. McCaffrey will. I forgot the other guy you said will. Pacheco will.
And then Gibbs won't.
Gibbs is going to get to the 1-yard line, and Craig Reynolds is going to get in the damn game. I'm kidding. I cannot believe that happened, bro.
I can't either. That's
all season. It's been Monty Gibbs, and all of a sudden, Craig Reynolds.
That's almost as bad as when Jameis Winston ran Jamal Williams out of victory formation. That's up there with that. That was criminal.
Hey, I love
it. Man, I still can't get over that. I won't lie to you. That
fuck the Falcons.
You know what's hilarious too? Like being the offensive lineman, usually when you're victory formation, like some offensive man on the line will be like, all right, boys, hey, let's keep it easy. The boys are down there like, hey, we're coming, and then just ran their ass up. Like, hey, we're going. They're like, wait, what?
They looking around like,
Hey,
no, man.
we're
Shout
running
out
it.
to
We're
Jameis,
running
man.
it.
Shout out to Jamal
That
Williams.
is
Shout
bad.
out to
Yeah, he
Jameis.
might not be a Saint. Both those guys might not be a Saint next year, but shout out to that.
Hey, I'm gonna be honest with you. As long as Dennis Allen's a Saint, it don't matter who's on the Saints team because nobody
Yeah,
would
that's
know.
true. I can't believe they
We're
don't got
boycotting the
Vrabel. Like some
Saints,
real
bro.
talk. Real talk. I can't believe they aren't getting Vrabel. That's some real talk between me and you. I don't understand it. If he'd be a perfect Saint.
It's heartbreaking down here, bro. We literally, I'm seeing strangers in the grocery store, and we're like just cussing Derek Allen out as we walking across.
Derek Allen. I like their couple name.
Oh yeah, we got to put it together, baby. Shout out to Nick Costos. He was the first person that did that. He's been doing it all season. He won't even say Dennis Allen or Derek Carr. He just says Derek Allen.
Dude, that is tough.
It's both of them. But yeah, man.
I love it, dude. Oh man, yeah, it's insane. Oh yeah, we meant to. I know you meant to ask me about this potential. We were talking about a little bit. It's crazy to think about. Speaking of Vrabel, there's a chance realistically. Who is it? Mike Vrabel, Bill Belichick, Pete Carroll. All three of them could end up without a job this year because of all the weird hirings going on. Like Brian Callahan to the Titans. I'll admit, I don't know what to expect for that. I thought he was all right as a Bengals OC, but that's just like, oh, you're going from Vrabel to him. It's kind of like, all right. Panthers. I actually do like that signing. Apparently, Dan Morgan and Dave Canales actually have history together when they went to the Seahawks together. And Dave Canales sounds like, from what I heard about Dan Morgan and Dave Canales, it actually sounds like, hey, Panther, you might have to watch out for the Panthers. Not saying next year, not year after, that third year. Might have to watch out. No, honestly, I think
they got
it'll be
Bryce
great
Young. I ain't worried about him.
No, honestly, I think Dave Canales would be great for Bryce Young. We saw what he did with Baker Mayfield. I'm not going to say they're similar stature, but I think Bryce Young's slightly shorter, but I am excited for Bryce Young. I think that Dave Canales is really good for him potentially. I'll see. We'll have to see. That's the off season. We ain't talking about that. We're talking about Chiefs, Lions, Ravens.
Anytime I hear a Callahan in football, I just think of Draft Day. The movie. You know what I'm talking about?
I don't think I've seen Draft Day. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Oh, bro, you're a football.
I know. I just don't think I've seen it. Honestly,
my mom liked that movie, and my mom would throw up before she watched a football game. It's a good movie.
I'm not a big movie guy. I'll admit. I didn't watch a lot of movies till like late. So like, there's a lot of like.
You'll like that one, bro. Gap. You'll like that one for sure.
2000. Oh, this game. Acting like this game didn't come out in 2014. Acting like it came out in 97. What am I doing? Yeah, no, yeah. I just straight up didn't watch this, honestly. I've heard of it, but I haven't seen it.
Basically, the number one overall. This is fantasy world, but the quarterback's named Callahan.
Bo Callahan.
Yeah. No, it's
based on Connor Cook. That's what they said. He's based on Connor Cook. Apparently, they're saying he's based on Connor Cook. Because the real life version of Bo Callahan as a prospect in 2016, Michigan State's Connor Cook. That's what they said, but I don't know. They're saying not Johnny Manziel.
Anyway,
I don't
I forgot. I was gonna say one more thing about football. Oh yeah, Dennis Allen lost the city when he apologized to the Falcons.
Yeah, like, no, that's
honestly, I don't care how bad you do the Falcons. That's one of those where you never apologize.
Like I personally, for me, I think it's okay if you apologize, like the coach after. Personally, like right there with no mics, like hey, like that's my fault, dude. When you come out to the media though, it's like you got to be two-faced there. I feel like you can't just because, like you said, the fan base, like I'm pretty sure, like you said, the fan base just gave up on him simply because he showed weakness. I think.
Bro, we don't apologize to the Falcons, bro.
It's a rivalry.
Those games end with fist fights in the crowd.
See, that's why I think
come out and apologize.
Soft, man. Like it's just I get sportsmanship. Like, don't get me wrong. They probably shouldn't have ran it out of victory formation. I think that was the biggest issue of it. It's still hilarious. Still think it's hilarious, but it's your rival too. So you got to understand. I don't think some people realize that, like, hey, rivalries aren't always nice. I know there's some people that think like, hey, they don't. No, some people there's hatred. There's years and years and years of hatred built up between that. So yeah, it's like when you see, like you said, for fans. So yeah, when your coach comes out and says, "I'm really sorry. That's all Jameis Winston. I told him not to do that." It's like, all right.
Yeah, bro.
You thought he was ran out of town. Juwan Howard.
I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. Derek Allen, he getting tired of DoorDash. That boy cannot leave his house, bro. If anybody see him in New Orleans, bro, he getting slapped. But the last thing I'm gonna say, Sean Payton never did was not win a Super Bowl for my city. My favorite thing Sean Payton ever did was the next season after the Falcons blew the Super Bowl. We're playing the Falcons, and Sean Payton's on the sideline doing this to him. Choke, choke, y'all choked.
I actually did not see that. That is awesome.
Nah, he got in trouble. He got fined for that shit and everything. But did he apologize?
I
Hell no.
That's a man's man. No, that's
Shout out
hilarious.
Sean
That's honestly
Payton.
awesome. That's so childish. Imagine him just be like,
Look it up, bro. That's literally what he did, dog.
be like, hey, hey. Dude, that's like the college stuff. Like, do you remember that stuff with what's his name? Drew Lock, where the other coach was like
Oh yeah.
doing this shit, like the Drew Lock shit. That's literally like that's collegiate kind of. I love that, honestly. I love that little bit of pettiness.
Nah, that's the favorite thing I've ever seen.
I kind of love coaches that are a little petty because then you're like, oh, I think I got a little bit of that dog in
He
him. Because like
cares,
there's some
yeah.
coaches, yeah, it's like to have fun with it. Because there's some coaches like, yes, you could, it's a job at the end of the day, and you got to be focused on that. But hey, every once in a while, like you said, throw a little bit of a.
Nah, look it up, bro. I
I'm
swear.
about
It's
to. Yeah, I'm
hilarious.
watching one right now. I'm watching that before I go to the gym. That's awesome. That is
Hell yeah.
hilarious.
But man, thank you for coming on again. Looking forward to talking Super Bowl with you the next 2 weeks.
Man.
College basketball in full swing. Can't wait to get you on our side. I know it'll take you a week or two to catch up. Outside of Purdue, I doubt you've been following any too hard.
I've been a little bit. Seton Hall lost the other night. That was depressing.
I'm gonna be honest.
No, honestly,
that was depressing.
I can't
They was
believe
up
that.
8 in the
That
second
was.
half. I'm like, damn.
Yes.
I was waiting to tweet out, "You're welcome" or some shit, some dumbass cocky shit, and then I look back and they just.
I was waiting to text you all game, and then I'm like, oh, goddamn, guess I can't text him. All right, whatever. No, I am excited though. I've been keeping up a little bit, at least here and there. I will admit the two main stories are Purdue and Juwan Howard that I've followed. I don't convenient, but no, I've actually been keeping up a little bit. I'm excited though. It's crazy because yeah, we're out to the madness season. Wild.
51 days till selection Sunday.
Yeesh.
7 weeks till tournament, baby.
Yeesh. That's
But
close.
my man, Jaden Chandler Parnell, you can check him out on his show, the JC Pod on YouTube. Follow him on Twitter at Jaden95Chandler. My man. Appreciate you coming. Appreciate you giving out some winners. Let's have a fun ass weekend, man. As you say, great weekend to have a weekend. Every time you text me, it's a great day to have a day, I throw my phone and say, this motherfucker jinxed me. I don't know why. Gotta blame somebody. Ain't gonna blame myself.
How's that jinxing? Just telling you great day to have a day, huh? I'm just asking a question. Great day to have a day. I ain't telling you to do it. I'm just asking. Great day to have a day. Not my fault. Not my fault. You don't want to do it. You just got to do it more.
Maybe you're right. Maybe
you're thinking about it all wrong. You're like, God damn, now the day's over. Nah, you're like, you know what? You're right. It is a great day to have a day.
Next time you text me that, I'll change my attitude and see what happens for sure. Hell yeah.
Let me text you on a day you only have like 1-2 bets. You can go 2-0. Be like, all right, yeah. I'm probably saying on days you're going like 8 and 9 or 9 and 8, and you're like, this is a horrible day.
Yeah. No, I got Michigan State money line tonight, and I'm not telling anybody to bet that with me. I'm a damn fan. But yeah.
Great day to have a. No, I'll see you later.
All right, big dog. Appreciate you.
See you later.
My man, Jaden Chandler Parnell, always a damn blast. I'm going to run through this pretty quickly, so get your pens and your papers ready. I'm talking college basketball Saturday numbers. Again, this show is a morning show recorded live. It's 8 o'clock Friday morning. No numbers have come out for Saturday's games. These are my numbers due to my algorithms, my projections, my gut. These are my numbers, baby. Write these numbers down. Write the real numbers down tonight. Give yourself some homework and bet the damn difference. Let me pull up the list. I never write the teams they play against, and I say it every week that I need to start, and every week I don't. So, who the hell am I? Huh? Who the hell am I? All right. None of this is. Let's get it. I'm sorry. Let's go, go, go. First game of the day I'm taking is Houston. I'm looking at Houston to get them around -5.5. They're at home taking on Kansas State. Houston 5.5. Virginia, baby, they're on the road taking on Louisville. Virginia has been horrible on the road, but Louisville has been horrible period. Give me Virginia -8. Providence, they're hosting Georgetown. Ed Cooley, welcome back. Go home with this ass whooping. Give me Providence -11.5. South Carolina. South Carolina's been a great team this season. Sneaky good team. I can't find who they play. They play Missouri at home. South Carolina's at home against Missouri. Give me South Carolina -4.5. Do you like mid-major basketball? I do. Akron on the road against Miami, Ohio. Give me Akron -6. Kansas, they travel to Iowa State, baby. Iowa State's been a damn good team. Kansas been a little better the last week or two. Give me Kansas on the road -3.5. I think this is one of those games that is huge for Kansas and for Bill Self. I think they desperately need it. And it's a weird thing to say. Kansas desperately needs it. They're seventh in the country. But I think this is a game where Kansas has to prove that they are still Kansas. Give me Kansas -3.5. One of my favorite games to look at of the day. We're going to go North Carolina. Let me figure out who they play here. North Carolina takes on Florida State. Give me North Carolina -7. I don't have any numbers on these games, but I think the best two games are going to be in the Ivy League this weekend. You got Yale taking on Harvard, Princeton taking on Cornell. All four of those teams are pretty damn good. We're going to have some Ivy League battles going on this Saturday. I'm looking forward to that. Texas Tech, baby. They are taking on Oklahoma. I told you a few days ago Oklahoma's overrated. Give me Texas Tech on the road, -2.5. On the road does scare me. If you get plus money on them, just take it. Same thing with Texas. They're on the road taking on BYU. I think Texas is underrated. Give me Texas plus the points, probably +2.5, +3, I would guess, against BYU. I think Texas comes out with a win. I think Texas Tech comes out with a win. Illinois, baby. I'm talking Big Ten basketball. Illinois is taking on Indiana. Illinois is at home. Give me Illinois -4. I think they win by double digits. I'm going to take it around -4. GCU, Grand Canyon University, they'll be in Arlington taking on Texas. Arlington, give me GCU -7.5. Couple of good games that I'm not going to have a bet on, just too close to call it. West Virginia, Oklahoma State, Pittsburgh, Miami. Pittsburgh's hot lately. And then Villanova Butler. All three of those games is a flip coin toss up. Next game I got for you is SEC basketball, baby. I'm talking Auburn. They're taking on Mississippi State. We are going to go Auburn -9. Auburn gets back on track after the Alabama fiasco, and they win by double digits. Give me Auburn -9. Utah State taking on Boise State. Boy, that's going to be a good one. TCU Baylor. Boy, that's going to be a good one. Next number I got for you is an ACC game. Duke hosting Clemson. Clemson fell apart like a good brisket. Give me Duke -4.5 in that game at home. I think they win comfortably 7-10 or more. We're gonna go Duke -4.5 at home. Colorado State on the road against Wyoming. Boy, do they need a win desperately. Give me Colorado State -3.5. Charlotte, they're going to take on Tulane down there in New Orleans. Excuse me. The Green Wave, baby. I like them at home to win that game. And they're going to go Washington State. I know. I know you know. They're hosting Colorado. I love what I've seen from Colorado, but I love what I see from Washington State, especially at home. Give me Washington State -2.5. They're coming off a great game against Utah. Arizona, they're going to Oregon after losing to Oregon State last night, 83-80. F it. Give me Oregon -2 at home. I don't trust Arizona's defense. I don't think Arizona trusts Arizona's defense. Gonna be a damn doozy. Give me Oregon -2 at home. Some small ball, baby. One of the teams I love to bet on, one of the teams I hate to bet on. It's the same team I'm talking about. Give me McNeese State taking on UNO. Give me McNeese State -6.5. Tennessee, baby, -9.5 on the road against Vanderbilt. Tennessee, 9.5 is pretty big, but I think they just get out. They beat Alabama last weekend by 20. Why can't they beat Vanderbilt by 30? Vanderbilt is a good team coached by Jerry Stackhouse, one of my favorite coaches and players. Tennessee minus the 9.5. I'm gonna be on it somewhere around there. Kentucky, they're traveling to Arkansas. Arkansas is just abysmal this season. Give me Kentucky minus the 6. Dayton, they take on Rich what? Richmond. I know that game doesn't sound fun. Both of these teams are 6-0 in their conference play. Winner of this game will be at the top of the conference. Dayton traveling to Richmond. Boy, oh boy. I think Dayton sneaks away with one, but I wouldn't be surprised if those damn Spiders of Richmond surprise them. Gonna be a damn good game, a damn doozy. Hopefully that game is watchable. I doubt it though. Probably be on ESPN Plus. Where we at? Creighton, baby. Give me Creighton minus 12.5 taking on DePaul. DePaul, definitely a horrible team. Covered against Marquette the other night. I'm gonna take Creighton up to 12.5. I'm not gonna get too crazy with it. It's probably gonna be 16, 17.5 though. So it'll probably be a stay away. The Orangemen of Syracuse, they host North Carolina State. This is gonna be one of those games where Syracuse wins by 12 or more. Give me Syracuse minus 2. I think that's going to be the line. I'm going to take Syracuse minus the points up to about 3.5. Would like to catch them around 2. Battle of the LAs. You got UCLA, USC. Uh, both of these teams will suck. Whoever gets to 60 wins that game. A few more games for you here. Alabama, they're hosting LSU. They're coming off the game against Auburn. Alabama's 4-1 over their last 5, top of the SEC. Believe it or not, I believe they're in second place, tied with Auburn behind Tennessee. Could be wrong. I haven't looked at that in about a week. But Alabama at home taking on LSU. Give me Alabama minus the 4.5. And the last game I got for you, Northwestern, baby. Late game. They're hosting Ohio State. Give me Northwestern minus 3.5. Ohio State definitely been a disappointment. Ole Miss, Texas A&M, gonna be a good game to watch. Utah, Washington, gonna be a good game to watch. Gonzaga, they're disappointing me this season. They're taking on Pacific. The Running Rebels of Las Vegas taking on San Jose State. The more I look at this lineup, it is some good games. UMass, St. Louis. But hey, now I said about 37 times, and I apologize for that. But those are the numbers for Saturday. Again, rewind it, write it down. Hope I didn't go too fast for you. But yeah, thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. If you give a damn, I'm taking Michigan State money line tonight, and I'm not telling you to. I'm not giving that bet out. That's a fan bet. Wisconsin is a monster. But thank y'all for listening. Thank you for watching. Thank you for the love, and thank you for the support. This is Captain Remix It by a hook with the red beard presented by Stare Down Sports. I am Rowan Donaghy, aka Rowan Dobbs, going live on a beautiful, beautiful Friday. This is episode 290. It is the 26th of January, the 26th day of the year. Again, take all of these wagers at your own risk. Please, please gamble responsibly.